Fires popping up. I mean, there's a lot to watch, right?
There is, but I love those two women just going up there to check it out and
Smiles
feel the power of it. Yeah,
wind blown,
enjoying it. So true weather geeks, loving to just experiencing the weather. That peak gust of 80 miles an hour was last night, almost 24 hours ago. Here are the peak gusts just this evening. They have come down quite a bit. Crown Point gusting at 60 miles an hour this evening, so it's dropped off significantly. Still windy, still very windy, 49 at Corbett. Troutdale had a gust of 33. The airport windier than Troutdale, which doesn't always happen, but does happen sometimes. And the West Hills had a gust just this evening of 31 miles an hour. And again, these values are down from what they were last night and earlier in the day. Hey, one more time on this time lapse from the Oregon coast. You can see the clouds going and the wind blowing north to south here. This is the wildfire smoke from that wildfire near Seaside and Tillamook Head, getting blown offshore and then southward along the coast. Yes, there are high clouds out there too, but that is the telltale sign, that kind of brownish haze there of wildfire smoke. Really unusual to get it in November, especially after all the rain we had late October, early November. But there you go, 43 degrees. It is a very, very dry air mass. A dew point of 17. That's really low. We get that into the teens. That's basically like Arctic air. I mean, look at this. The humidity this time of the year in November at 11 o'clock at night, a humidity of 35%. That is incredibly dry. So again, dry, windy, it is cool, which of course is good in terms of fighting wildfire. So high pressure still controlling our weather, still hasn't really changed a lot. We had a dry cold front move on down through Idaho and Montana last night as cold Canadian high pressure moved in to the northern Rockies. The coldest air staying east of the Continental Divide, but the wind coming from that direction, and our modeling keeps it going. Now, it has weakened, and it will continue to weaken. In fact, the wind advisories and high wind warnings have been dropped and canceled, but this is tomorrow afternoon, still an east wind. It won't be as strong, and notice the east wind extends well offshore here, so that fire will continue to get pushed westward and the smoke eventually southward offshore. And even on Saturday afternoon, it's still an east wind in Portland, and high pressure will be breaking down. Eventually, the jet stream has to bust on through and bring us some rain, but that's not going to happen until Monday night and Tuesday. And then after that, it looks like high pressure rebuilds again. Not exactly the same. I don't think it'll be as windy, but it looks like dry weather for day before Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving, and then potentially some cooler, wet conditions and mountain snow towards the end of the holiday weekend. We'll keep our fingers crossed on that. It is 43 right now, freezing level 8,800 feet. On the Oregon coast tomorrow, sunny again, still windy. Gusts, though, peaking at, say, 30 miles an hour in spots, and usually below that. Lows will be in the 30s and highs will be in the low 50s. In the valleys, sunny, breezy, the northern valley. Down south, it's air quality and air stagnation issues that we'll begin to get concerned with once again. In the Cascades, still breezy, but not as windy as it's been. Central and eastern Oregon, valley fog and low clouds in the Columbia Basin. Otherwise, sunny in the gorge. Winds dropping to gusts of only 50 miles an hour, so still very windy for the west side of the gorge, and not as windy in Portland, but I'd say still breezy, especially near the gorge and east of I-205. 50 on Saturday, 48 Sunday as the clouds begin to increase, and then Monday the rain is late. Tuesday looks rainy, but that's the only really rainy day of the next 7, David. So yeah, it's a little unusual.
I mean, even the turkeys are going to be happy with that forecast there.
I don't think the turkeys are happy this time of year.
No?
No matter what, right?
Tried to go. All right, thanks, Matt.